All right, here I am at the Champaign Road railroad crossing in Lincoln Park, Michigan. Now, this is a rather interesting crossing that I decided to come with the boys and tour today because this crossing is owned by the Conrail Detroit Short Line on the Lincoln Secondary Line. Yes, that's right. Although Casey Productions over there has filmed a bunch of stuff throughout this line and whatnot, and he pretty much, convinced me to come down here and check out one of their crossings. And yeah, and also it's almost a 4:30 schedule, so we're also waiting for a train here. So I guess in the meantime, might as well tour the crossing. So this crossing has some rather interesting equipment and some rather interesting history, as I will explain in a moment. So yeah, I guess with all that said, let's get on to it. So for the first signal, this has a Premier Products cantilever. And here's the emergency information and the dot number, and the dot number is 511039P. And if you look down here, there's an old no trespassing sticker, which is slapped down by CSX, which is interesting. But yeah, and for the gate mechanism, this has a Western Cole & Hayes gate mechanism, which is mounted right on the cantilever. Interestingly enough, you can see the bracket that they had to fabricate. This one features some Rico incandescent gate lights and a wing guard also mounted right on the cantilever, which is cool. And also, if you look right here, this gate mechanism also has a pedestrian gate arm, which they sadly took the pedestrian gate out of and installed these separate ones, in which I will get to in a moment. But yeah, and for the mast lights on this one, this has two pairs of Satran 12x24-inch dialight LEDs sitting on a, what I believe is either a Satran or Premier Products light bracket. I can't really see it from here since the ladder is blocking it. But yeah, also one thing worth mentioning about this crossing is back between 2017 and 2018, Acer Eclipse just tried throwing a snowball at me. Back between 2017 and 2018, this crossing used to have 12x24-inch incandescent lights, but sadly those have been replaced by these dialight LEDs that you see here now. But yeah, and for the overhead lights, this has three more pairs of Satran 12x24-inch dialight LEDs sitting on Premier Products light brackets, as you can see. Pretty neat stuff to see here. And if you look behind it, there's some preemption signals, or well, these are flashing yellow, maybe used to mark for this abandoned parking lot and whatnot. But yeah, and for the bell, this has a Western Cole & Hayes mechanical bell. Not exactly sure what kind of generation it is, but it's a one of the older generation ones, which is pretty neat. So yeah, pretty neat stuff I have to say here. Now let's go ahead and move on next to this pedestrian gate over here. Pedestrian gate, this has really nothing much to explain. This is sitting on a ceramic base and a Western Cole & Hayes gate mechanism with the non-counterweighted arm to cope with this gate. And you can see this has a singular NAG incandescent gate light. Yeah, so I guess with that said, let's go ahead and wait to cross the road so I can tour the next signal. So yeah, all right, looks like we're clear, and this is right by the Michigan 39 corridor. It's very loud, so apologies for a lot of background noise. So yeah, with that said, here is the second signal. Here's the second cantilever signal, which is similar to the first somewhat. This has another Premier Products cantilever. And here's the emergency information and the dot number once again. And if you look right here, you can see some old Conrail sticker emergency information with the same dot number. But yeah, and for the gate mechanism, this has another Western Cole & Hayes gate mechanism mounted right on the cantilever, as you can see, with another now out of service pedestrian arm attached to it. And once again, this features some more Rico incandescent gate lights and a wing guard, and also both mounted right on the cantilever too, if I hadn't mentioned that already. But yeah, and for the lights, for the mast lights on this one, this has two more pairs of Satran 12x24-inch dialight LEDs sitting on a Premier Products light bracket. I can see the logo there. Once again, replacing some more incandescent lights in the past, 12x24-inch Satrans. And for the overhead lights, once again, has three more pairs of Satran 12x24-inch dialight LEDs sitting on Premier Products light brackets, replacing more incandescents. And for the bell, this has what I believe a General Signals Type 2 electronic bell. Now, this bell replaced another Western Cole & Hayes mechanical bell back in 2014. So yeah, it's most likely a Type 2 because it's a pre-2016 install. So yeah, there is the show with the cantilevers. Now let's go ahead and tour this final pedestrian gate, which once again sits on another ceramic base and has a Western Cole & Hayes gate mech for the pedestrian gate, and with a non-counterweighted arm and a one singular NEG incandescent gate light. So yeah, pretty neat stuff to say here, I have to say. Yep. So yeah, with pretty neat stuff here. I'm gonna get this in action a little bit, and over there's the relay case. You can see painted brown. Has no information on it, which is weird. But yeah, I guess with all that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the track view. Down there is heading north towards what I believe North Line and Allen Road, and also Reek Road and a few other crossings, I think. correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. And down there is heading towards south towards more crossing. You can see another crossing down there. I forgot what road it was. I think it was what was it? Not Goddard Road. Goddard Road's north, but yeah, heads down towards more crossings is what I know. Maybe somebody will comment what crossings it will head towards below, but yeah. So yeah, with all that said, this is the Champaign Road we're crossing in Lincoln Park, Michigan, owned by the Conrail Detroit Shoreline on the Lincoln Secondary. Pretty neat stuff. I had to tour. I got to tour some more of these crossings sometime soon because they did, change a few of them recently. Like on North Line and Allen Road, they replaced the cantilevers there recently, according to Caleb. But yeah, I guess with all that said and waiting for a northbound, over and out.